What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Matt Talks Films, and I am back with another video, and I'm back with another review. And this might be the second video I released in one weekend because I had a doubleheader today, and both of the films I saw felt worthy enough to talk about. And this video, I am talking about another comedy installment in the year of 2025. It's been a surprisingly great year of comedy films, in my opinion, and we just got another good comedy film tonight. First of all, if you made it this far, thank you. Follow me everywhere at Matt Talks Films, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel right now if you made it this far, if you want to see more content like this. Also, leave a like and leave a comment and let me know you made it this far. Now, let's get into the nitty and gritty business of this film. The film I'm talking about with you guys today is Good Fortune, directed by Aziz Ansari and starring Aziz Ansari, starring Keanu Reeves, starring Seth Rogen, starring Sandra Oh, and starring Keke Palmer. It is safe to say this is a very, very stacked cast. And you might even see some familiar faces you've seen on TikTok, Instagram in this film. There are a couple comedians I've seen in this film that I don't think have ever acted before, like Nate Jackson. And there was someone else from TikTok and Instagram that I've seen quite a bit that is in this film for a little bit. So that was interesting and unique to see. But nonetheless, this is the first feature length project from Aziz Ansari. And I'm safe to say this is a pretty goddamn good feature length film debut by him, especially for the lane that he coincides in. Listen, this is a good comedy movie. I have a feeling I'm going to like this film a lot more than others. In my opinion, this film, Good Fortune, has a comedy 2000s feeling to it. Like, this feels like a comedy movie from the early 2000s. Like, it has that type of feeling to it. And honestly, I needed a film like that in my life at this point in time. We've gotten some really great comedy films this year. And this is not a top three comedy film of the year, but it is the fourth best comedy film of the year, in my opinion. It sits just below Friendship, Roofman, and Splitsville, and The Naked Gun. I'm not going to consider The Roofman an outright comedy movie, but I think it is a funnier movie than this movie in some sense. But let's get into it. The Good Fortune features Gabriel, who's the guardian angel. He is in charge right now of stopping accidents pertaining to texting and driving, and he is not happy with that role as a guardian angel. He actually wants to change people's lives. So he finds himself between a very rich man who is a capitalist and a meddling, struggling wannabe editor for film, specifically documentaries, and he is now residing in multiple jobs, whether it's in the lumberyard or it's a tasker or a door dasher, whatever real life job you want to compare it to. He is struggling, and he notices that Aziz Ansari's character Arj no longer has hope and no longer really wants to live the life he's living because he's disappointed with himself and he's embarrassed. So Gabriel wants to intervene, and once Aziz Ansari's character Arj meets up with Seth Rogen's character, who he first encounters at a bun store that Seth Rogen is investing in, and he cuts the line and gets his order before anyone else can, Arj becomes a task maker or doer for Seth Rogen's character. He organizes his garage, leading him to become his assistant. And they become good friends, seemingly, and he becomes a good assistant. He even gets a credit card in his name under Seth Rogen's business. He goes out for a dinner one night with Keke Palmer's character, who Aziz Ansari's character met in the lumberyard store he works at, and he takes her to dinner to this really expensive restaurant that Seth Rogen's character suggested to him, telling Aziz Ansari's character it's not expensive, don't worry. And it ended up being expensive. It ended up being a $365 bill. For a guy who's homeless, living in his car every night, barely making ends meet, what does he do? He decides to use the credit card that Seth Rogen gave him for business transactions. And Seth Rogen doesn't like that, so he fires Aziz Ansari, despite Seth Rogen having a lot more money than anyone else seemingly. But he fires Aziz Ansari, and that leads to Keanu Reeves, Gabriel, the guardian angel, stepping in when Aziz Ansari gets his car towed at a Denny's. He has to donate plasma just to make ends meet. And Keanu Reeves, the inept guardian angel he is, tells him, hey, you think your life is bad and you think his life is so good? How about you try to live a day or a week in his shoes. And that's what unfolds, except it backfires because Aziz Ansari's character, Arj, realizes how great and easy the lifestyle that Seth Rogen's character lives, and he never wants to leave it. And Seth Rogen is now resorted back to living Arj's life, living in a car, barely making ends meet, working these DoorDash jobs, and finding out you have to wait a week to get paid on DoorDash, and you have to live out your car, pay for motels, and barely eat consistently. And that is the stage for this film. It's a Wonderful Life esque. I mean, in the sense that Arj lives the life of Seth Rogen's character, and then Seth Rogen switches his lives with Arj, and now he is a struggling poor man, and Arj is the rich man who lives the easy life. And it is really funny, that scenario, and it's a really simple and easy plot to follow. And honestly, what I appreciate about comedy movies, especially the 2000s comedy movies, they are simplistic. They are simple, easy to follow, and they are good-hearted and they are funny. Some of the best 2000 comedies are when it's a really funny plot like 40-Year-Old Virgin, and the ending of that story, there's a sense of resolvement, and there's a sense of hope, and there's a sense of like heartwarming endearment that overwhelms you. And you kind of get that same feeling while watching this film. And I really appreciated that. All the sequences you get between Aziz Ansari, Seth Rogen, and Keanu Reeves live up to the hype and the billing. They are really good together on screen. A lot of the scenes we get at first with Aziz Ansari and Seth Rogen are hilarious. Those are some of my favorite parts of this movie when Aziz Ansari is his assistant, and the conversations they're having and the differences in their life is just a great scenario to watch unfold with these two talented actors who are very great comedically. And you haven't seen them in a while compete or act in comedic films on the big screen. Usually they go to Netflix, Apple TV, specifically Seth Rogen, but now he is on a big screen for the first time, which feels like forever. And I was happy to see Seth Rogen on the big screen, and I was happy to see Aziz Ansari on the big screen as well. And then Keanu Reeves, who plays a guardian angel named Gabriel, who's inept and eventually loses his wings due to the irresponsibility that has unfolded while watching over Arj and Seth Rogen's character. He has to live a normal life and live a human being life. He now gets to eat and have an appetite and feel the struggles that any other human being feels. He feels lost, and a lot of these characters, all three of these characters, are similar in different ways. Arj is similar to Gabriel. Gabriel is not happy with his life right now, and he wants to change. He wants to make an improvement on his life, and he wants to make a difference. Some of the Arj's characters, Seth Rogen's character is the only one that's like easy and living the life until he meets reality and goes back to ground zero, and he has to live out of his car like Arj, and he realizes how hard that life is and how insufferable the people in his lavish and easy rich life are compared to the hardworking men that he met every day living the life that Arj used to live. So I really like that aspect of this film. It's an easy plot, it's an interesting storyline. I think the resolvement of this film is more than satisfying enough. Um, so really, when it comes to the performance in this film, it works quite a bit. Aziz Ansari, he directed this film and he stars as the main actor in this film, and he also is the love interest Keke Palmer's character in this film, which is not believable, but good for you, Aziz Ansari. You casted Keke Palmer as your lover in this movie. Shouts to you, my brother. But for real, I loved Aziz Ansari in Parks and Rec. He is brilliant in that series. He is so funny. He is incredible. I'd be lying if I said I like him as an actor and a comedic actor fully. I think he is really, really good in comedic spots. I don't know if he's a really good actor, and that kind of shows up in this movie, and it kind of rears his head at time to time. But he is serviceable enough to make this film's wagon and wheels continue to go. I did like Seth Rogen and Aziz Ansari's scenes a lot in this film, but I think the most powerful scenes in this movie and the most fun and the most funny scenes in this movie are when Keanu Reeves and Seth Rogen are sharing the screen time for the majority of it. They are great together on screen. Seth Rogen has great chemistry with Aziz and Keanu. Seth Rogen is a vet in this comedian acting shit right now. I'm telling you, I like Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's got a little bit too overhated recently in my liking. Um, but Aziz Ansari, I like him as a comedic actor in spots. I wouldn't want to see Aziz Ansari in a lot of comedic movies, but he is serviceable when you haven't seen him in a while, and he is serviceable here. He is funny enough, and he did a good job as a lead in this movie. And it's not like I could take anything away from him in this movie. That's really all I have to say about Aziz Ansari in this movie. He did a good job directing his first feature length film. It's not anything great, it's not anything groundbreaking, but it's a good movie and it's a good enough movie to revisit. Seth Rogen plays a rich guy who's an asshole who isn't in tune with reality and how the daily struggling man makes his ends meet. And he recently finds that out in the events that take place in this film. He plays a rich asshole really good who comes down to earth at the end. He is really good in this movie. He is funny with whoever is on the screen with him at any point in time. He is great. And Keanu Reeves really is the scene stealer here. He plays a guardian angel. It felt like he was meant to play a guardian angel for his entirety career, and he finally gets to do it here. He is great. He is so funny, and there's scenes in this movie where he tries a taco for the first time, a burger for the first time, he dances for the first time. All the women that come across him in this film think he's hot as shit. Like, it's so funny. He has a really great relationship with this Mexican worker he works at with the restaurant, and I forget the dude's name right now, and I don't want to say it because I don't want to get it wrong. But that dynamic between those two is some of the best scenes in the movie. There's a scene in this movie where his Mexican friend is sitting next to Gabriel, who's just lost his wings, and he comes down to reality as a human being and how people make their ends meet. Like, he finds out this dude has 3 jobs, and Gabriel's struggling with one job as this dishwasher at a restaurant, and he's kind of sulking away his emotions with a little pint of liquor and a cigarette. And his friend comes over and talks to him on a bucket. It's just pure and wholesome, and I like that. Keanu Reeves is great. He is funny. He is charming. He is endearing, and he is wholesome. And he just seems like a guardian angel naturally. He is a really good human being, and he gets to play another great human being here. Kiki Palmer is a great grounded levity in this film. She works in the lumber yard alongside Aziz Ansari's character, and she wants to form a union because this job she's working, they're getting all these double shifts, and they're only getting 25 cents per raise, and she sees that as unfair, and she wants to fight for this lumber yard. Aziz Ansari is not happy where he wants to be. He eventually wants to move on, but yes, she makes her own furniture, and the main reason why she's working at this furniture store is because she wants to get a discount on the furniture so she can make her own and carve her own or whatever the fuck she wants to do. But she also wants to do right by the people she's working with. And while she's working there, she wants to form a union to benefit the people that work there in the future and in the present. Aziz Ansari and her don't see eye to eye on that. Whether he is rich and thriving in the lifestyle of Seth Rogen's character, or he is poor and struggling like he is to start this film. So, Kiki Palmer is a really great, grounded levity and romantic aspect to this film that just complements the film quite a bit. And then Sandra Oh, anyone could have played a role. I like Sandra Oh. Sandra Oh is cool. Anyone could have played a role. She's cool as the head guardian angel who takes away Gabriel's wings. So this movie felt a lot like a 2000s comedy to me, and I needed that right now in my life. I wish this film was a little bit more consistent in its comedy. It was funny. It wasn't that funny. It wasn't like belly laughing funny, but it was funny enough to make me want to revisit in the future and to make me have a good time in the theater. And I also wish the message of this film wasn't so redundant. I feel like the message of this film was quite redundant, and towards the end of this runtime, I feel like the film might have dragged on a little bit, just slightly too long, and I feel like the message of this film kind of kept on bonking me over the head like a hammer on a nail, and I wanted to say out loud, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. But those are really my only few problems with this film, and I'm glad these type of comedies are kind of making a comeback, and I kind of want to see more movies like this. It's a simplistic plot. It is an easy film to follow, and it has a lot of rewatchability. And I think some people won't like this movie. I can see it. The movie is not a pretty movie to look at all, but it's a comedy movie. It's a film directed by Aziz Ansari. Did you expect something beautiful to look at? No. You just wanted a good comedy movie starring and directing Aziz Ansari, Keanu Reeves, and Seth Rogen, and I think you get that here. I really do think that you get that here. There is a countless amount of scenes and sequences in this movie that just work and that are really funny, and they're really realistic, and they're really timely. That kind of surprise you. And then this movie surprised me. I was surprised how much this movie had to say, considering the trailer. This movie is stupid, but it's the right kind of stupid. We need simplicity and stupidity in the world of comedy, and ultimately, stupidity and simplicity in the world of comedy oftentimes makes great comedy films. And I don't think this is a great comedy film, but I think it's a good comedy film, and I think there is rewatchability here. The Good Fortune, ultimately, I give this film a 3.5 out of 5, 7 out of 10, 70 out of 100. It's a good comedy movie, and it was way better than I ever thought it would be. Keanu Reeves steals the show. Seth Rogen and Aziz Ansari are a great complementary duo in the world of comedy acting, and they show that here. Seth Rogen makes his return to the big screen, which feels like a very long time, especially in a comedy film, and he delivers. I love The Studio on Apple Plus. I love that show. I'm glad to see Seth Rogen on the big screen again. Very much needed. Very much needed. At the end of the day, this film was wholesome. It was endearing. It was charming. It was funny, and there was a lot of messages, not only to self-reflect amongst the characters in this film, but as a viewer, there's so much self-reflection and realization in this film that you as the viewer start to have your own self-reflections and realizations about your life, about your aspirations, and where you want to be at, and being okay with the struggle and not really comparing your life to others, because comparing your life to others and seeing how the other side lives sometimes takes away from your aspirations and where you want to be in life and who you want to be with. So, I liked this film and its message despite it being a little bit redundant. The Good Fortune is in good terms with me, and I'm glad I went to go see this in theaters. I'm glad I saw this with a big crowd. I saw this film with somebody, a lady, and she was laughing like she had the best time of her life. I did not feel that same sentiment, but I had a damn good time. She was belly laughing and laughing like she heard the funniest shit of all time. I wasn't quite there, but I laughed, I was entertained, and I had a good time. I loved chilling in the lives of Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, and Aziz Ansari for a little bit. And honestly, not too many other ways I can spend this Friday and be that satisfied. So it is your boy, Matt Talks Films. 3.5 out of 5, 7 out of 10, 70 out of 100 for The Good Fortune. Guess what? Next week I will see you guys Friday, Saturday. I might even do 2 films again like I did this weekend. It is your boy Matt Talks Films. Follow me everywhere at Matt Talks Films, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And subscribe to his YouTube channel if you made it this far. Leave a like, leave a comment, and guess what? I'll catch you on the flip side.